Good morning.
Good morning.
I appreciate y'all coming out to the early session, the real go-getters. I doubled on my shoes so that I could get out for the day. I'm excited to be here with you this morning. A little bit about me. I'm the founder of Cody Hill Coaching. I am in the early stages of a data analytics startup company that specializes in financial dashboards for small business owners. And I always am looking for opportunities to innovate and create something new. And so within this past year, I dove into, actually, we'll get to that in a second. How many different industries are represented in this room right now? You can just go ahead and yell out what you do, what industry you're in.
Healthcare.
Healthcare? Okay.
Utility.
Utility? Okay.
Technology.
What was it?
It's technology.
Technology, interior design. Anything else we haven't hit?
Pets and sales.
Pets and sales, marketing. Awesome. So, sorry, what?
Transportation.
Transportation. Awesome. So we have a lot of different industries represented in the room here this morning. And I'm going to tell you that what we are covering here today, I initially called it a workshop, but it's more of a presentation / it's more of a conversation between us to help us kind of strategize and think through where there might be opportunity within our business to innovate, to implement something new for the sake of bringing on additional clients, for the sake of growing your top line in your business as well as your bottom line, for the sake of staying fresh and ahead of the curve when it comes to offerings within your market. And so I like to work through kind of the life cycle of a business. There's the arrival phase where you're in the startup, you're just trying to grind it out and let people know that you're out there and you're doing something, whether it's something new and you're first to market, or you're capitalizing on somebody else's piercing of that opportunity. There's the survival phase, which is where you begin to tread water, you come up for air, you begin to start thinking long term, you begin to look around and evaluate where your business is at currently and what you need to do in order to get to that thriving phase, which is that sweet spot of having your financial projections in place, having a 3, 5, 10-year plan, having the time freed up in your life to be able to think through where you need to pivot. Are there additional opportunities? What's the next strategic move for growing our team? What kind of time do I want to have available to myself? Those sort of things. And so I got into business coaching, like my introduction said, because I'm a little bit of a unicorn in the sense that I love finance and I love spreadsheets and dashboards and I love strategy in business, all kinds of strategy, whether it involves human capital or it involves marketing. I love it all. And I also like talking to people and I like standing in rooms full of people yelling at them about whatever topic is prevalent in the moment. And so if you don't remember anything other than the bald-bearded guy who loves to yell in rooms full of people about business strategy, then you'll be able to find me basically anywhere here in this city. So I have a question for us, or some things for us to think through here this morning. Put yourself in your shoes afresh. I want to invite you to not be thinking about what you're doing later today, or what you should have done yesterday, or what's for lunch. But I'd like us to think through this here today. Have you ever struggled with fluctuating demand within your market space? Is keeping your business offering fresh a constant battle? Are you even thinking about it? Have you thought through how your lack of thinking about your offering is influencing your ability to close clients or to grow or to scale? And then do you find yourself reacting to the economic shifts versus proactively preparing? Over the last couple of years, as I've been coaching a variety of different businesses and business owners through a variety of different industries, that last one I found is probably a very big hurdle for most business owners. A lot of us get into the business that we're in, the service that we provide, creating the product that we do out of a passion for whatever that service is or whatever that product is. And so we find ourselves working in the business, we find ourselves just looking to close another client, and you're growing your top line, but a lot of business owners end up finding out, hey, the top line's growing, but the bottom line is not reflecting where I need to be at from a profit standpoint. And so you get stuck in this entrepreneurial grind that, there's memes all over the place. I repurposed one the other week. I'm one of those guys. I repurposed one the other week that had Homer Simpson, and I'm sure some of you guys have seen it. If you haven't, it shows him laying down, and it's like there's two kinds of people. There's normal people sleeping, and there's like no thoughts above their head, and he's just asleep. And then there's entrepreneurs or business owners, and it's like, do I need to change my logo? Did I send this follow-up email? Have I, what's the next 10 things that I need to do? And it's funny, but I got into business coaching because while we've normalized that here in America, we've normalized the grind and the suck it up and 10x everything and take massive action and don't ever sleep and you should probably have heart palpitations due to the amount of caffeine you're drinking or you're not doing it right. We've built up and we've idolized this idea of what it looks like to run a business. But it's possible to increase your bottom line and buy back your time without losing your soul. And so one way to do that is to innovate your business. It allows us to be proactive. There we go. And I'm not just blowing smoke up here. I'm going to share a little bit about how I've innovated my business even just over the last year and a half. And so initially when I dove into Cody Hill Coaching and its offering, the emphasis was marketing and strategy kind of first and foremost. And then as I've been working with, like I said, a variety of different industries from real estate investors to developers to HVAC companies to small tech startups, I found and discovered that there's a common pain point amongst my ideal clients. A little input, a little tidbit behind the curtain for me. My ideal client is an overwhelmed yet driven business owner who wants to double their profits and buy back their time without losing their soul. And so I shifted from the emphasis of marketing and strategy first and foremost to, again, like I said, I'm a bit of a weirdo, a unicorn. I like spreadsheets, I like numbers. I can stare at them all day long and be content, but I also have this side of me that loves people and likes talking and being out in the sun and drinking coffee together. So I shifted to a more holistic business coaching effort with a financial foundation. That may sound kind of insignificant or small, but I'm here to tell you today that innovation does not always have to be this big, huge aha moment. I found that if I'm able to anchor and build up people's business financial understanding, then when we begin to discuss marketing and we discuss strategies, we can talk through and expect a return on your top line. We can talk through and expect a return in your profit. And then you begin to see how small incremental changes implemented in your business and sustained over time will lead to exponential growth. It takes that kind of overwhelmed sensation that we can have as entrepreneurs. It takes that Homer Simpson experience of, did I do this? I need to do that. Mind up everywhere. I can't be present at breakfast with my family. I can't be present as I'm driving to my next meeting. It's hard for me to think past the end of my nose, let alone the end of the day. I'm very familiar with that because my own life experience and the people that I've interacted with in the city and beyond when it comes to owning their business. And so, very simply put, we step into and we emphasize now understanding your P&L statement and explaining the story of where your business has been, and then we begin to paint a picture and plan for where it could go, and then we discuss strategies and expected returns on that.
I also was told that I do actually need to introduce myself today because there are a lot more people in the room than usual, and I'm Brandon Willett from the Kansas Small Business Development Center. And I have been an organizer this month, 7 years with 1 million cups. So, yeah, keep trying here, but no one wants to do what I do, so here we go. All right, let's move on to what we're here for. Please welcome Andy to the stage.
Everyone. So, I'm curious, who in here has hair or knows and loves someone that has hair? Right, show of hands. If you're not raising your hand, I think you're lying. So I knew that I was going to be in the right room because everybody has hair or knows somebody that has hair. hair. So I'm excited to share with you a little bit more about my first business that I ever started, which is the Spoke Salon Company. And let's see if I can figure out how to do these. Oh, lovely. So I wanted to introduce myself, and I can't really tell you about Spoke without telling you a little bit about me. So I'm a multi-passionate entrepreneur, which is just another way of saying that I'm kind of crazy, and I like to open up businesses, and I have a lot of ideas. Founder of the Spoke Salon Company, we've been around for, oh my gosh, 7 years, I think, at this point. And also the founder of Honey and Hue. We have a second salon location downtown. Honey and Hue is a micro salon, and we have 2 stations inside of that salon downtown, and it's a rental salon. The Spoke for us is commission-based. We have employees, but we know that sometimes stylists get to a point in their career where they want more freedom and more flexibility. So we also have a space downtown that allows them to go be their own boss, and we just provide a beautiful space and environment for them there. I'm also the founder of Free Folk Agency. I help women primarily find clarity inside of their business so that they can have more abundant and joyful lives with businesses that are really in alignment with what they want personally. So part of what we do at Honey and Hue is provide financial coaching and really emotional coaching, really how to understand their emotions inside of their business. We do that for our stylists that are at Honey and Hue. And then any opportunity to make my husband uncomfortable or embarrass him. I am a baby mama to this dude up here who owns Ruffian's Barber Company downtown. I see a few people in the room that get their hair cut by him too. So, so a little bit about me, and I have 2 beautiful children. So I really am in the same season of life as a majority of other business owners who are managing their business, have rich and fulfilling personal lives. I'm right there with you. I want to tell you a little bit more about the Spoke and really why we started it in the first place. So again, around 7 years ago, I was in a position where I was ready to move on from where I worked, and I really wanted to find a place that prioritized personal development, that really cared about me as a human, not just as a stylist. And what I found was that there wasn't anywhere here in Wichita that was fully in alignment with what I was looking for. So I created the Spoke Salon Company, and really the intention was to have a space that, again, honored the stylists that worked for me as human beings. We wanted to create not only a rich environment and culture for them inside of the salon, but we also wanted them to have a really, have a lot of support in building their personal life too. Most stylists are women, and so we wanted to be able to allow them the opportunity to also be mothers and wives, and to do that in a space that really encouraged them to do so. And we also wanted to provide a salon experience for our guests that was, our tagline is luxuriously laid back. We want you to feel a little fancy when you come in, but we also want you to be able to walk in yoga pants and not feel like you're going to be judged or not feel comfortable inside of this space. I cannot share with you what or how the community can support us or how you can support us without telling you a little bit about our values and what's most important to us. We, again, as a value-based company, we really believe that that is the core focus of how we should be showing up for our community. It's how we show up for our team, and it's how we show up for every guest that walks in the doors. So I want to walk you through the 9 core values that we have. Servant leadership, it's very important that our team shows up as leaders and also with a servant's heart for the people that are, again, on the team, but also for all of our guests that are coming in and how we show up within the community. We are always mission first. We know that when we put the mission first, it feeds everyone on the team and supports everyone that's a part of our organization. Being resourceful, we believe in being able to be innovative and to be resourceful in not just, again, how we show up for our team, but how we are taking care of our guests. Sometimes that means thinking outside of the box, My team is such a beautiful, beautiful group of women, and the way that they choose to show up and to, again, be creative with how they take care of their guests is something that I'm very, very proud of.
Do I have a clicker? Hi guys, thanks for inviting me back. I've spoken a couple times before, and you're so nice to me. I see about 20 of my clients in the room, so this is really fun, and I'll be quick. It'll allow lots of time for Q&A, because I've got a holiday special that's basically half off. So I have the colon cleanse in the Riverside area of Wichita. And in one visit, basically, you come in, I'm a native of Wichita, you come in, there's a little nozzle that you insert inside your behind that's smaller than the opening of a straw, and it goes inside you less than half an inch. It's in a beautiful, elegant treatment room, and I have 2 treatment rooms. You control the water flow, and at full strength, it's just 101 degree, 1 psi, which is just constant drip of water. And basically, you can fall asleep, and you have a minimum of 30 to 50 bowel movements in an hour. Yeah, it's a little work. I'm glad nobody's eating right now, so that's what I do. That's what I do. Colon cleansing. How is it different than an enema? It's the equivalent of 30 enemas, because an enema can only go to here, whereas the colon cleanse goes to the entire colon, which is an upside down U. It goes here, makes a turn here, and makes a turn here. So it cleans the entire colon. Again, 30 to 50 bowel movements in one session. And more than that, a tremendous amount of air is released from the 27 feet of intestinal tract. So your stomach gets really flat. It's amazing. So people come for chronic constipation. I've been amazing results fixing that for life. By the way, diarrhea is another form of constipation, and it makes you lose a lot of vitamins, minerals, electrolytes. It makes you very fatigued. So those kind of people come to see me too. Got issues, or some people just want to reset or do a good detox. I do a tremendous amount of education because my background is that I used to be a chiropractor. So I know a lot about the body, and I educate the person. But they are in the room by themselves. I've got 2 treatment rooms, so sometimes people will come with a friend. But you're in the room by yourself. I help you get set up, explain what you'll do, and then you're in the room alone, and you're lying down on a lovely table. You've got blankets over you, a huge heating pad over your tummy, fuzzy socks, a pillow. We can only see you from about the neck up where you walk into the room. So it's a lovely experience. I always say it's the very best feeling you'll ever have. So here's an example of a treatment room. So, just a tiny little straw. FDA approved, you dispose of, it's all disposable. Disposed equipment, no doctor's prescription needed. You get to keep your shirt on. And each time you come back, if you come back the next day, they'll release 3 times as much as the day before. Yeah. So a lot of people come before and after vacation. That's a real popular time. Or before and after surgery. That's another time because painkillers and anesthesia will really constipate you. Some people do that. What cracks me up lately is people are like, should I come ski before Thanksgiving or after Thanksgiving? Which is so funny. I get what they're thinking. People have quit because they're so happy. It's really amazing. It's self-administered, so the shy can be alone. Strangely enough, there is no owner. It's a beautiful office. Feels much better than going to the restroom, and afterwards, you will not need to run to the restroom. You can go back to work or hit the gym, eat or drink anything you want that night. It's just an hour-long visit. Who needs it? Bloating. The skin mirrors the colon. So, most celebrities and models and fluid get this done a lot because the skin again mirrors the colon. People with constipation come to see me, or just bloated issues that they don't know what's going on. Gut issues. Gut is we're learning a lot about how gut is so important to our mental well-being. People come for weight loss. It's a form of colonoscopy prep. You don't have to drink the lavage solution, and it's 30% more effective than drinking the lavage solution, research shows. People do liver gallbladder cleanses through my office, and even if you have no gallbladder, all the more reason to do a liver gallbladder cleanse, and your cholesterol drops significantly. And I do see parasites, and we'll help people with that. I have doctors refer to me and holistic clinics. I get about 4 people a week in the emergency room. Serotonin, dopamine, most of your neurotransmitters are made in the gut, so if your gut's out of whack, your mind is out of whack. think I'm just gonna open it up. This strips the bad bacteria and recolonizes the good bacteria. And only 10% of the American population has a probiotic environment, FYI.
So let's move on to the agenda. Okay, so what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about two things. We're going to talk about the first section, the first part of the presentation. We're going to talk about how we innovate, how we build new companies, new startups, new businesses, even products and services. My goal from that section is you can potentially leverage some of those best practices, some of those experiences inside of your startup or inside of your company and build that culture of innovation, or at least parts of that culture of innovation for your companies. The second section, I'm going to talk about how we work with startups. I often get this question, does Amazon invest in startups? Of course we do, yes we do. But we look at investments in more than one way. And my goal or my hope from that second section is that, whether you are an entrepreneur who's just starting off, whether you're a startup, whether you're an investor, or whether you're an enterprise company, you think about us as growth partners in your journey. So let's dive into the first section, which is how does Amazon build new startups? At Amazon, we say that it's always day one. What do we mean by day one? So this is, just so you know, round one of question and swag. So, and for this round, I think the answer is slightly easier, so I'm just going to pick two of these. You get a choice of one of these two. So, raise your hands if you know the answer to what do we mean when we say day one? What does that mean? And if you don't raise your hands, I'm going to pick you. Awesome, go ahead.
Beginning with a fresh perspective, challenging with new ideas, being willing to pivot, being scrappy as if you don't have all the resources in the world.
Awesome. Yes, you hit it. You hit, few of the things that, refer to day one mentality or day one behaviors inside of organization. Anyone else want to try? You there, in the North Face vest. Jacket.
It's meaning that day over day you have that spirit, entrepreneurial spirit of continuously innovating, continuously starting fresh, always looking at today is the day to make a difference.
Awesome. I'm picking on him. It's a little scripted. He invited me, so. So what do you want out of these two? Oh, thank you. This is for you. Yeah, no search for us? Okay, fine. I'll reserve it for the next round. Awesome. So, it's a little bit of a story there, right? In 1997, where Jeff Bezos and Andy Jassy, our current CEO, were writing their first letter to the shareholders, they called out this concept of day one. What did they mean by that? They said that at Amazon, we always want to be at day one. They meant three things. They meant we want to be customer obsessed, to keep customer at the center of everything we do. They want to start from the customer, listen to the needs and the desires of the customer, then innovate on behalf of that customer. They wanted to empower employees, teams, leaders to make high quality, high velocity decisions. And they wanted the company to be bold. They wanted people to experiment, invent, without the fear of failure, as you said earlier. So that is how we define day one. So then you would ask, what do you mean by day two? What do you not want to be, right? So Jeff defined that as well. So he called it stagnation followed by decline and death. So, he didn't literally mean it though. What he meant was organizations, when they go into a day two behavior, they just focus on their current success. They just focus on not innovating, not adapting to the customers, right? There is bureaucracy that comes in, and those are the things that you want to avoid. You want to avoid going to day two. You want to keep inventing, keep adapting, keep building. You want to be customer obsessed.
Our panel, Janisha Wilson, an accomplished professional with a background in public administration, leadership, coaching, and promoting diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging in the workplace. Recently appointed as the Assistant Director for Innovation and New Ventures, she is committed to promoting positive change and driving innovation in her new role. In her role, she leverages her expertise to drive innovation and growth in an organization with a particular focus on making a positive impact in the Wichita metro area. She's excited to collaborate with her team and to bring new ventures and initiatives to life. She enjoys exploring new cultures and cuisines and is passionate about supporting causes that promote diversity, equity, and inclusion. She is also the track captain for our DE&I track here at Wichita Startup Week. We also have, I'm going to go with the other word, Marquita Atkins. Sorry, I almost said Paris. We also have Marquita Atkins, founder and executive director of Destination Innovation Inc. And she is a community educator who brings her passion for working with youth and her creative energy to the table as a facilitator. In 2015, she founded Camp Destination Innovation to expose young people to a variety of career options, encouraging them to create their own future. And you can learn more about Camp Destination Innovation on their website. It is destinationinnovation.com? .org. I almost messed it up. We also have Paris Cooley. Paris is the HR director. Are you the HR director at? Yep. Okay, yeah, okay. Wait a minute. Paris is the HR director for PBP Management Group, where she ensures the HR practices follow federal acquisition guidelines. She's also the owner of Lindsay Consulting Group to assist small business owners with HR functions such as multi-state handbook revisions. And prior to this, she was a recruiter for Chosen Resource and Winston Brands before that. All right, I have news for you. Please welcome our first DE&I panel.
Good morning again, everyone. As Shay said, my name is Janisha Wilson, and I will be moderating today's panel. The expectation for this morning is to simply have conversation, so that is the energy you will receive from us on this morning. So, what I'll do to kind of just kick us off is really just cover a couple of questions as it relates to DEI and business, entrepreneurship, and kind of get the conversation started from there. So, I will lean in first, I guess, with Paris. To talk about essentially how vital is it for businesses to have DEI at their core from the start, and how does this really help to shape their success?
All I need is one mic. So I think of entrepreneurship and starting a business as a very intimate thing. And what I mean by that is literally, it is like, to me, it's like a form of conception, right? You know what I'm saying? Thinking about DEI literally starts at the moment you decide that you're gonna start a business. And I say that because diversity, equity, inclusion should be a part of every step of your business. From your board, your marketing, it should be in your business plan. It should be in how you execute things. It should be in every part of it. And there's multiple reasons why, but two of my biggest reasons is just because your product or service is going to help different consumers, or it's going out to different consumers, and you have to think about that. Your product or service is not going to go out to just people that look like you, or people that are in your friend group or in your family. But also, you have to be aware of the community that you live in. have to think about who we live with, who we live next to. You have to think about where we live and how we are reaching out to everyone. When you go out to eat, even if you go out to eat and you say, hey, we're gonna go eat Italian today, right? I have a taste for Italian. When you go to an Italian restaurant, you are not gonna go to an Italian restaurant that only sells chicken fettuccine. That's it. You wanna go to an Italian restaurant that has a menu that has diversity in it, that is diverse. They have a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I have a good girlfriend who is vegan, so every time I ask her to go out to eat, I always look at a restaurant's menu to make sure they have vegan options in it, because I want to consider her palate. So, in conceptualizing your business, consider everyone's palate. When you're marketing, consider everyone's palate. When you're thinking about consumers, considering everyone's palate. And even with your board of directors, if you have one, consider the palate of people who can help grow and expand your business. You should have people on your board that all think like and look like you. Because believe it or not, you are not the smartest person in the room. There is someone that you know or someone else in your city, in your region, in the world that is a better accountant than you are, that knows HR better than you do, that knows, that's a lawyer, that knows legalese better than you do. So you can't think, well, I'm gonna start this business. My friend Cookie and my friend Jim Bob, we all went to school together. We all did the same thing. They're gonna be my board of directors and my, professionals. We're gonna do, we're gonna run this business and this is what it's gonna be. Well, Cookie and Jim Bob don't know no more than you do. So how are they gonna help you elevate your business? How are they gonna help you get your business to the next level? So DEI has to be at the core of your business from inception.
Awesome, thank you. Would you like to also respond to that same question as it relates to youth, the work that you do in the community?
Sure. So when I think about diversity, equity, and inclusion, and how you start it with your business, the bottom line is, do you want to make money? And how much money you want to make? And then what is your value system? And is your values in alignment with the community that you want to serve? And so when you think about this country and what this country was built on, travelers, explorers went all over the world and to borrow and brought different pockets of the world to this country to make it successful. And if it took that these travelers and these explorers went around the whole world to bring over different valuable items, seasonings, math, all these different things that other cultures cultivated, and they bring to this country to make it the successful country it is, then you think to yourself, I'm not gonna be able to start a business without following the same principles, except less borrowing, but follow the same principles of being diverse in the way that you're building up your business. And so bottom line is, if you want to make money. And I believe that it goes before you actually start your business. Because to me, the diversity, equity, and inclusion does not start when you clock into work. It starts with yourself.